Hi everybody, welcome to session 4 of In the Garage with Jerry and Ed and the pit crew. And the pit crew is just Jerry and Ed today. Maybe the other Jerry and Mayo will show up for one day. Vanessa walked through. So
She didn't care enough to say hi though.
she didn't care enough to say hi, but as you can see, let's start over here, Jerry. You can see over here in the 1/4 inch, we're just recapping of what we've done at the top box. This is a 1/4 inch, and this is for our friend Chris for his Gen 5. So Chris, when I see you, this is for your wiring. This is that special tape. It's in the top drawer of my box, so you know where it's at. This is our 3/8 ratchets. We have a couple more ratchets from Mac coming in. We have a yellow and chrome, yellow and black like this one, but it'll be yellow and black. And then we have a blue with black chrome in Matco. And then we have a blue and black chrome Matco coming in over there as well. So that'll be pretty slick. And then obviously we have our 3/8 stuff, which is the majority of the box is 3/8. That's pretty much everything I need is in 3/8, especially working on Camaros, Firebirds, anything General Motors from 1980s to current. This is the where you live. Is this pretty much 3/8, and then obviously for under dash stuff and some of the more finer stuff is going to be here. Hi Vanessa. Well, there's Vanessa. She walks through. And as usual, we got our cigars. We have our gloves. And then today's episode is all about these guys. These are nano sockets or dual drive sockets. So they could either, like us, we're going to explain it a little bit better later in the video. But a nano socket works like this. And the ratchet's different, so you can see it's got a hole instead of and it just goes in like that, and it's real thin. Or you can use a 1/4 inch or 3/8 drive standard wrench on it. That's why it's called dual drive. So you can use either ratchet. These are the 1/4 inch nanos, and these 5 rows, soon to be 7 rows. No, I'm sorry. These 5 rows are 1/4 inch. These 3 rows are 3/8, soon to be 5 rows. And then eventually we're going to put just 1 row a 1/2 inch over here, probably with 1 1/2 inch ratchet. But the 1/2 inch stuff will get its own drawer because I don't have a lot of it, so it'll fit in 1 small drawer. But that's kind of that. And then what we're going to do is through magic and mirrors, Jerry's going to do cut, paste, edit, and we're pretty much done with the top drawer, which is sockets. And you can see we are now going to start working on wrenches. And these are all the leftovers and for the sockets. And my guess is Jerry or Jerry's dad or Mayo will get these for Tool Grid, and they can put Tool Grid in their box for free because I bought way too much. But we have a nice selection of, we're not going to go through what we got, but we got a nice selection of metric wrenches. We got line wrenches, ratcheting wrenches, flex head wrenches, and then we got a couple of sets of standard regular metric wrenches. And then from the Mac guy, we're going to get some RB Browning Bolt Prevention RBRTs. Then we have these, oh my goodness. We have Crowfoot and metric and standard that are wrenches. And then we got these things that are coming in that you're going to be like, well, why are there extensions? Because these are actually extensions, not whatever these are. These are actually 3/8 extensions. But Vin makes something called a Nora that'll turn this into a ratchet. They're the little heads that go on, and they go on these locking extensions. And it basically turns one. I could take any one of these 3 extensions and turn it into a wrench, a ratcheting wrench, which is pretty slick. These 1/2 inchers, these go up in the top box, top drawer. This is just where they were. And you can see we got not a whole lot of standard. We got 1 set of these guys from Gear Wrench. They're just flex head ratcheting. We got a nice set of Snap-on. We got a set of Matco. And then in here, these will go up in the top drawer. These are my bug nut sockets, specialized. So those will go in the top drawer, but we're not going to do a video on those. again, we got some RBRTs coming in. We got a bunch of different stuff coming in. But our next video is going to be putting the tool grid down and starting on the metric wrenches. So that'll be our next video. All right, Mr. Jerry, as you can see, we, and by we I mean me, got a little bit of a head start. This colorful section here, I didn't have the patience to not wait and not get started. So what we got going on is, in the previous video, we finished up our 3/8, and in this video, we are working on what we call nano sockets or dual drive sockets. Now, do you know what that means, or do you care?
I do not, and I do care.
Okay, well, let's show you what that means. Nano sockets, basically this, and when you look at them, look at how thin those are. See how thin that is? Compared to a regular socket and a ratchet, and it still gives us the ratchet, right?
Yep.
And so they call it a dual drive because I can take the same socket and I can put it on a ratchet. And you can see that, right? And then I'm going to pull one of these guys and put it on this one so you can see the difference. We're going to do a video on just nano drives and all that later, but you can see the difference. Okay? When we put these together, you can see this is on a standard ratchet, this is on a nano socket ratchet. Same socket, different depths. So that's what's cool about it. A lot of guys don't have these nano sockets yet. They're relatively new to the market in the last 5 or 6 years. But when you need them, boy, you need them. And so that's that. So that gives us a little bit of what you're seeing and what you're not seeing. These are my 1/4 inch ones, and this goes on this little guy here. Again, same deal, dual drive nanos. These are my 1/4 inches. That everything that's bolted down already or screwed down in these 2 rows are the 1/4 inch. Again, I didn't have any patience, and I had some boredom, and well, I ended up in the garage. It is color coded. You're going to see it's much more colorful than the rest of the box. That's because this is specifically all this color here, this rainbowish colors. That is for me to designate that it's nano sockets, dual drive, and grip edge. And you'll be like, well, what's grip edge? We'll talk about that later too. But basically, it's 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch. And for instance, this purple is going to be, this row purple is going to be Torx. This one's going to be Allen keys. This one's going to be, each color is a different type. So whether it's what do they call the 12 points? Three square. It's basically 12 points. It's a 3 square or something they call it. We'll get edited in and we'll figure it out later. But everything's got a color code. So for instance, you can see these are my standards in regular. These are my metrics. And these are just regular hex or 6-sided sockets, nothing fancy. Again, dual drive. And then again, we have our Torx, our Allens, metric and standard. Okay, it's hot in here. We don't have air conditioning yet. So, but anyways, so basically what you're gonna see now is we're gonna screw these suckers in, and by the time we start putting sockets in, the vocabulary will be right because I won't be so hot. And then we could just keep moving forward. So, all right, cool. So you know how we have math problems, right, Jerry? Yeah. Well, I ordered 500 screws. Now for everybody in Cameraland, what does that say? 100 screws. So somebody screwed up worse than my counting. They couldn't figure out 5 bags of 100 because I ordered 5 bags of 100, not 1 bag of 100. So there you go. So happy counting. All right, Mr. Jerry. You know how I said we ordered 500, got 100? Well, I let you do the math this time, and it looks like we used 94 screws for this little section. That's a lot of screws. So what we're gonna do at this stage is we're gonna leave the video live and we're gonna chit chat a little bit, and maybe through the magic of the camera, Jerry's gonna fast forward it and make it go fast and all that stuff. But the reason it's been so long since our last meet to get together, which was, I believe our last video was right at the 4th of July weekend. Team Blueford. Now, for those of you that most of you know, Blueford is my Camaro, and Team Blueford is, well, me and Vanessa. We were at Camaro Fest in Bowling Green, Kentucky, with OSS, which is a sponsor of AACFA at the national level as well as the local level. But we broke Blueford, Jerry. Do you know that?
Actually, no, I had no idea.
Oh, we broke Blueford in the parking lot of the hotel. We weren't even on the racetrack.
What'd you do?
Well, I put the top down, and when I went to put the top down, it started making all kinds of funny noises. And, well, Blueford needs a new top now. It's workable, but all kinds of stuff got bent, and there's no replacement parts. The only option is to buy a new top for $3,000. So we didn't even get a chance to race Blueford, and we did $3,000 worth of damage to the damn car in the hotel parking lot on our way to the racetrack. But that's okay.
Are you still able to put it down, or?
Yeah, the top goes up and down. It's just it needs some linkage for these slidey things that are on it. So it looks ugly. The only thing it does is it looks ugly when the top is down now, because these little slidey things don't slide. So there's a big ass hole, and it's like 29 cents worth of parts that I got to buy a $3,000 top for. It's stupid. I mean, everybody does it. It's not just Chevrolet. It's not just General Motors. All the manufacturers do that. But then Vanessa got the bug. She really wants to try the road courses and the autocross. So that means Blueford's getting, ready for this? Drum roll, please. Blueford is getting a roll cage. And so that being said, our friends at OSS, Josh, he's going to get me a roll cage that we can take the rear seat out, and then you take the front seats out and you put it in, and then you put the mounts out because somehow it mounts to the existing seat bolts. And then when the roll cage is in, you just leave the back seat out. And when the roll cage is out, because you can take it out, you just put your seats back in, and then it's literally 2 minutes to take the seats in and out on these cars. It's not a big issue. But when you do it, you don't even know that the roll cage is there, the mounts for it. So we're getting a removable roll cage.
Getting a 4-point.
It's going to be a 4.8 SCCA, which is the Sports Car Club of America authorization or whatever it is. So we're getting a roll cage. I'm just not sure what color to get it, Jerry. What says you? Should I match it with the new calipers that we're going to put on, the orange calipers? Or should we do rapid blue to match the car? Or should we do some kind of funky purple to be a contrast? What says you, Jerry?
It'd be a toss-up for me between the orange and the blue.
Yeah, I like the idea that when the top is down, because when we do these road courses and we do the autocross and then any drag racing that we might do, and we're not really drag racing. We'll go to the drag strip, but we're not going to beat the hell out of the car. We love that car. We're not going to beat the snot out of it. We can get 12 and a half seconds out of it. That'd be great, because all day long, we should be able to get 12 seconds if we beat on it. So 12 and a half seconds non-beating, we should be good for drag strip. But Vanessa wants to do road course and autocross. So we're going to get helmets and we're going to start tracking the car. So I don't know what that is, just I thought that was kind of cool. And then that was the weekend after the 4th. And then the weekend after that, we went to the Blue Ridge Mountains for Tail of the Dragon, and I would happy to say we did not damage Blueford at all. She was the dirty birdie, but she did not get any damage. Or let me rephrase this, additional damage. But let me qualify that. Okay, so Blueford's a SS for all you in Cameraland, right? Blueford's an SS, so it's got 4-piston Brembos, which are pretty damn good. Better than, it's not quite the ZL1, but it's not a stock Camaro either. So again, me being me, I was sick of the dirty rims all the time, so I put ceramic pads on. Well, I forgot that ceramic pads and aggressive constant braking is a disaster waiting to happen, Jerry. So we were doing, now Tail of the Dragon is basically full throttle, full brakes, full throttle, full brakes for 11 miles over 316 curves, okay? The first day we were out there, we weren't even halfway done, and I was full throttle, went to hit the brakes, and well, there were no brakes. There was enough to slow down, but it was a lot of brake fade here. And with that brake fade came a, where your butthole puckers up and you're like, oh, and basically what happened is we overheated the ceramic. Again, we have Hawk pads, which are from our friends at OSS and Josh, and got the ceramics for no dust. Perfect brake pads for what I do. When we went to the Dragon, I basically need my new rotors. I need to cut the new rotors already because I overheated them and warped them. So we got to cut them to make them flat. And then I got to get a new set of pads for aggressive driving, so we don't do that again. Somewhere on the Facebook page, there's a couple of videos of our group rolling around the Dragon. So if that floats your boat, go look. And probably if you're watching this video, you've already seen those videos because I posted it on our AACFA page. I posted it on my personal page. I posted it on the AACFA Friends and Neighbors, the AACFA Tail of the Dragon page. Basically, I posted those videos all over the place. So if you're watching this video, you've probably already seen that video. Ed is tapping out on the screws, and Jerry's tapping in. And you can tell because on his forearm, he has some kind of tattoo on his forearm. What is that tattoo?
It is a panther.
Oh, nice. And the significance of the panther is?
It's a family, kind of like a family tradition. My great-grandfather had it. My grandfather got it in Vietnam. Then my dad got it, and now I got it.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. So, thanks for tagging in, Jer. So things we learned at Tail of the Dragon. Stock brakes are great. Ceramic brakes are not great. But we're going to get some better brakes. And the other cool thing is what we noticed is the 5.0, the cops there at Tail of the Dragon, as long as you don't cross the yellow line and you don't go over the white line, you can go pretty much as fast as you want. But when you cross over the yellow or the white, they are going to give you a ticket. So that was kind of cool. And then, obviously we learned that, don't abuse it. What we also learned that is some people, no matter how much rope you want, will abuse it. No matter how much rope you give them, will abuse it. Doing 140 miles an hour coming out of the Dragon in a 55, probably, that deserves a ticket. We're just going to call a spade a spade. That was a dick move. Even though that was a friend of ours that got that ticket, you should know better. That's just excessive and that's just stupid. So again, don't ruin it for other people. Keep between the lines. Enjoy yourself. Just don't get stupid. Because you know what? The 5.0, the cops there, they're people too. They probably run that Dragon all the time in their personal cars. But the difference is they got to do, when one of you idiots decides to go speed like that and you end up at a tree dead, they're the ones that got to pull you out. And you know what? Cut them a little bit of slack. Oh, these grip edge ones, Jerry, that we're playing with now, these things are really expensive, but they're really good. And what makes them good is that a lot of times, when you're dealing with torque screws and Allen screws, they tend to round out inside, right? And what happens is you get stuck with haha, your math sucks. I got one left. I got two left.
I told you this one was 12, these two are 10.
Oh.
You just can't follow directions.
Okay. So anyways, now that Ed's following directions, these can take one of those torque Torx or Allen keys that you've stripped out or rounded out to, basically being useless, these will take, I think the spec is like up to like 80% rounded out, and it'll grip it and it'll open it with like 200% more torque than a regular one. It's ridiculous, the spec numbers. We'll do and then the thing is, you can use them on a new fastener and you won't damage the fastener. So, and it's cool the way they work, and we'll find some video from the manufacturer that we can maybe use in our next video where we talk about these, that we can pilfer and just, show and give them credit. But these things are like must have. So like, for instance, when we do Bluford, this Torx bit right here is for the seatbelts, to get the seats out. Bluford's clean, but let's say Bluford was a Chicago car like we're used to, there'd be so much corrosion on it that you couldn't get the bolt, you couldn't get it out without destroying the head. But since we're in Florida and there's no corrosion and no salt and no snow and none of that other crap, these will work fine. So when I use this to take the seats out, to put the roll cage in, and I say we, because we're going to have a pizza party here with your dad and Mayo. And
so we're going to be doing the work.
So we're going to be all we're going to share the load.
Uh-huh.
But we should have air conditioning by then.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So when we do that, since they're untouched bolts, they haven't been used yet, these won't damage it either. So it won't damage a good bolt, and it'll take a damaged bolt and make it so you can get it in and out. So put these somewhere. Those are rails for you. Do whatever you want. Put them in the garbage, put them in your bag, put them in your box, whatever. And you can see we have a couple openings left. I got some more grip edge coming in the 1/4 inch, and then I got another row of grip edge coming here. That's going to be the 3/8. And then this little bitty space here is going to be 1/2 inch ratchet and a row of 1/2 inch impact sockets. And then the 1/2 inch sockets go in a different drawer, because I only have maybe 3 or 4 inches wide, a couple rows, because I don't ever use 1/2 inch. So, but you need 1/2 inch and metric at least, for suspension bolts, things like that, on whether it's a Camaro or a Mustang or a Nissan, you need the metric. So I got some of those, so this is kind of that. So reiterating, this is nano dual drives. So we can use it as a standard socket or as a nano socket, which we showed you earlier. These are my 1/4. These 3 rows are, well, actually these 4 rows are my 1/4 inch. These 5 rows are my 1/4 inch. We're not going for 6 because this is definitely 3/8. So these 5 rows are 1/4 inch. These 3 rows are 3/8 inch. And then I got a couple more coming. We got some Vim. They actually make nano swivels. So they're dual drive swivels. I don't know why I'd ever need them, but they got them, so why not get it? So they got some of those, and they got some swivels. Vim's got some stuff. So it's going to be actually 2 more rows of 3/8, and then whatever we can fit here in 1/2 inch will go here. And then obviously you see we got the space for gloves, a space for cigars, and we got some miscellaneous crap that will get baggied up in the future and go from there. But other than that, Jerry, I think we're rounding the corner on this video, and we'll probably take this camera off the stand and have you do a quick video of the top box. And we'll kind of give a refresher of what the top is. So from this point forward, you won't see the top drawer. The only way you're going to see a top drawer again is recap videos, and when we start talking very specific things like, why do we need a nano socket? Why do we need a grip edge? And we're going to go into some of that. And then why do we need, the 1/4 inch, and why did I choose those 1/4 inch sockets? Why did I choose those 3/8 sockets, right? So we'll do a video down the road of why we chose that. But for pretty much now, this top drawer is 90% done, and really won't be seeing no more videos on this top box. So thanks again, Jerry, for your help. And we're going to press the pause button, and then Jerry's going to do some magic and mirrors. And then we're going to give you a preview of this drawer the wrench drawer, drawer number 2, which we'll give you when Jerry gets the camera off the tripod. We'll give you a quick looky-loo. So, Mr. Jerry, thank you, and it's always good to see you.